Hello, movie lovers. Buckle up, because today we're diving into one of the wildest, most heartwarming sci-fi comedies of 2022, Moon Man. Picture this. You're stranded alone on the moon, convinced Earth is gone, only to discover not only is everyone still alive, but you're now the accidental star of a global reality show. This Chinese sci-fi gem masterfully blends laugh-out-loud moments with touching emotional beats. It's a visual feast with a moving story of isolation, survival, and unexpected connection. Trust me, you won't want to miss how Moon Man pulls you from tears to laughter and back again, with performances that transcend language. Curious to know how Duguyue's lunar misadventure unfolds? Stick around for the full recap. But before we blast off, don't forget to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you never miss a recap that tugs at the heartstrings. Alright, let's dive into this hilarious, heartwarming space adventure. In the face of an imminent threat to humanity, a colossal asteroid known as Pi is hurtling towards Earth after years of orbiting Mars. As global panic ensues, the United Nations convenes to address the dire situation and grants China the authority to establish the Project United Nations Moon Shield, UNMS. This ambitious initiative entails constructing a massive lunar base and developing a formidable nuclear weapon named Cosmic Striking Hammers to obliterate Pi, while utilizing the moon's orbit as a protective shield against the resulting debris, securing the survival of our planet. You, aspiring to contribute to this crucial mission, undergoes an interview process. However, his self-description as an average and middle man fails to impress the interviewer, leading to an offer for a maintenance role instead of an engineering position. Driven by his desire to partake in the moon mission, Yu accepts the offered role and soon finds himself embarking on a journey to the moon alongside a team of skilled astronauts. 8 arduous years of unwavering dedication pass, leading to the long-awaited launch of the superweapon, a momentous occasion that is joyously celebrated by the team. Despite the festivities, Yu's thoughts are consumed by his affection for launching, the base commander. Seizing every opportunity to practice his confession, Yu eagerly awaits her return at the base entrance. Yet, unbeknownst to Yu, launching remains oblivious to his presence. On a seemingly ordinary day, Yu finds solace in his room, immersing himself in music as he endeavors to compose a heartfelt confession letter. Unbeknownst to him, devastating news reaches launching. A solar storm has induced a missile deviation, resulting in the escape of fragments from the lunar orbit. In a mere 27 minutes, these asteroid debris pose an imminent threat to the moon base's survival. Launching promptly sounds the alarm, urging an immediate evacuation. Unfortunately, Yu, lost in his musical reverie, is oblivious to the urgent commotion and remains in his room. The rest of the astronaut team scrambles to board the evacuation rockets, abandoning the moon one by one. It is only when Yu peers outside his window that he discovers the gravity of the situation. In a desperate bid to reach safety, he leaps into a vehicle and accelerates with all his might, his attempt to establish communication through the radio foiled by the interference caused by the debris. Reacting instinctively, Yu encounters a hazardous crater on his path but chooses, perhaps against logic, to jump over it, only to tumble and fall. At that precise moment, launching launches the final rocket, leaving Yu marooned on the desolate moon. Emerging from the crater, Yu witnesses the cataclysmic descent of asteroid debris upon the lunar surface. Navigating through a treacherous maze of falling rocks, his sole focus becomes reaching the crumbling base before its inevitable destruction. Dodging the perilous debris raining down upon the structure, Yu fights against all odds. After enduring a vicious blow, he stumbles yet finds the strength to leap towards a nearby crater, seeking refuge. Tragically, fate deals another cruel blow, and Yu is helplessly knocked unconscious. As Yu regains consciousness, he immediately attempts to contact the UNMS, voicing his grievances. However, his pleas coincide with the deafening impact of the colossal asteroid fragment crashing onto Earth, resulting in an apocalyptic explosion that lays waste to vast regions of the planet. Overwhelmed by shock and grief, Yu's realization dawns that the all-consuming effort and sacrifice of 8 years were ultimately in vain. Subsequently, Yu returns to the base and makes repeated attempts to establish contact with Earth. However, his efforts yield no response, leaving him in a state of isolation and despair for the following 6 agonizing days. As the realization dawns upon him that he may be the last remaining human, his mental well-being spirals further into decline. Using available materials, Yu creates a solemn and symbolic space within the base, embellished as a pseudo-funeral tribute to the lost humanity. Though the base still possesses ample food supplies to sustain 300 people indefinitely, Yu resolves to seize the opportunity to fulfill his long-held desires. Initially, he endeavors to gain access to Lanqing's private quarters, yet he struggles to discern the correct password. Fueled by a sense of playfulness, he then utilizes a board to glide effortlessly across the lunar surface, indulging in moments of light-hearted diversion. As days pass, Yu's relentless pursuit of unlocking passwords gradually consumes him, pushing him to the brink of madness. Eventually, succumbing to frustration, he resorts to explosive means to force open the door, inadvertently destroying his own clothing in the process. Donning Lanqing's uniform, he proceeds to fashion a figure replicating her likeness. Meticulously organizing an elaborate dinner accompanied by romantic melodies, all as part of his impassioned confession. Unaware that his actions are being observed, Yu affectionately embraces and kisses the fabricated figure, only to be confronted with the startling revelation that survivors on Earth have been clandestinely watching his every move. Lanqing, overwhelmingly embarrassed in the presence of her colleagues, reveals the existence of civilians existing within underground bunkers, while the astronauts reside within the subterranean confines of the UNMS base. Despite successfully establishing a connection with the lunar base's cameras, the lack of operable audio equipment due to communication system malfunctions restricts the survivors to observing Yu silently. With Earth's limited resources, the restoration of the communication system is estimated to require a 2-year timeline, followed by additional time to effectuate Yu's rescue. Recognizing the potential for optimism amidst these dire circumstances, the UNMS chairman proposes utilizing Yu's situation as a beacon of hope. An official update is shared, revealing the perilous aftermath of the asteroid impact, which has resulted in catastrophic plate fractures, engulfing 30% of Earth's landmass in devastating tsunamis. Cities lie shrouded in toxic volcanic ash, impending the depletion of plant and animal life. While civilians in the bunkers strive to nurture fragile plants within enclosed jars, the absence of sunlight impedes their survival. The survivors grapple with widespread disease and the insidious effects of depression, barely subsisting on meager sustenance. Disturbingly, some individuals experience hair loss, indicative of the deteriorating conditions. To instill a sense of optimism, the chairman suggests live streaming Yu's daily life within the lunar base, providing a source of inspiration for the survivors. Given the absence of audio capabilities, it is decided to engage a voice actor to dub Yu's voice, portraying him as a heroic protagonist. Lanqing addresses the survivors through the base's speakers, affirming the discovery of a lone man on the moon, and announces that the live stream will commence in 30 days. Unconvinced and apprehensive, some individuals suspiciously vanish into obscurity. Weeks later, engulfed in profound desolation, Yu contemplates self-erasure. He ventures to the warehouse in search of a means to fulfill his intentions and encounters an open food package in the corridor, which bewilders him since he did not discard it. As he opens the warehouse door, he is taken aback by the sight of a beautiful figure lying before him. Assuming it to be a woman, Yu begins to flirt as he draws closer, only to discover that it is, in fact, a kangaroo inadvertently left behind by the research division. As the live stream commences on Earth, Lanqing introduces the unexpected star of the show, King Kangaroo, much to the surprise of the viewers. The hired voice actor enthusiastically exclaims, "What a fantastic day," in an attempt to animate the kangaroo's actions. In a bid to rectify his misstep, the actor fumbles with playing the flute, only to receive a comical comeuppance from Kong. Fortunately, the survivors attribute the supposed audio delay to technological glitches and do not fully embrace the notion of a talking kangaroo. Lanqing opts for a narrative approach instead, allowing the voice actor to share the unfolding events on the lunar base. Meanwhile, back at the lunar base, Yu delves into the research on Kong, unearthing details of the kangaroo's aggressive and voracious nature, which explains his pantry raids. Armed with a shovel, Yu returns to the warehouse in pursuit of the medicine. A tumultuous encounter unfolds as Kong materializes behind him, leading to a futile attempt by Yu to defend himself with the tool, only for it to break under Kong's strength. Subsequent efforts to distract Kong by disguising himself as a female kangaroo prove fruitless, culminating in a series of physical altercations that leave Yu battered and tossed out of the warehouse. A chaotic sequence ensues as Kong ventures into other base areas, prompting Yu to retaliate with a newly crafted 3D printed Gatling gun that shoots plastic balls. A battle of wits and resilience ensues as Kong and Yu engage in a spirited chase followed by a fierce confrontation, ultimately resulting in a simultaneous knockout. The UNMS expresses concerns for you's well-being and resumes attempts to establish communication. Upon waking to the subtle static emanating from the radio, you interprets it as a symbol of hope, signifying the potential presence of survivors on Earth. Unbeknownst to both you and the UNMS, Kong's inadvertent interference with the cables caused the static disruption. As you and Kong gaze towards Earth, a newfound sense of camaraderie emerges between them, leading to a mutual agreement of a truce, albeit with a playful punch from Kong. Over 200 days transpire following the thrilling encounter, with you persistently broadcasting messages in a bid to reach Earth. A shared routine evolves between you and Kong, fostering a sense of familial bond amidst their lunar predicament. Resigned to the reality that Earth may not initiate a rescue mission, you embarks on modifying the remaining spacecraft from the old Apollo 18 mission, envisioning a self-propelled journey home. While deliberations unfold within the UNMS regarding assistance for you, he and Kong embark on a quest to locate and refurbish the Apollo spacecraft. After conducting tests and effecting necessary repairs, you diligently devotes himself to the meticulous restoration process, captivating the Earthbound audience with his engineering prowess. The UNMS uncovers you's overlooked background as an engineer thrust into a maintenance role by circumstance, heightening their admiration for his resourcefulness. Upon realizing the Apollo's weight limitation of 22 pounds, which Kong surpasses individually, you faces a difficult decision. In a bittersweet moment, you takes Kong for a final ride, parting ways as he abandons the Kangaroo in the lunar expanse. Yet, demonstrating unwavering loyalty, Kong swiftly returns and hops back onto the car, underscoring the newfound bond between man and Kangaroo on the desolate moon. Upon their return to the lunar base, Yu immerses himself in research to enhance the spacecraft's propulsion system, uncovering a prototype superweapon stored in the former base. Undertaking the arduous journey with a cache of supplies, they traverse the moon, halting solely at night due to the vehicle's reliance on solar power. However, the extended journey to the distant base engenders concern on Earth, given the moon's limited sunlight exposure during its lunar cycle. The UNMS discerns Yu's strategic decision to chase the sunlight's placement by driving in the opposite direction, elongating the travel duration while ensuring continuous energy replenishment. With a dwindling timeframe of 41 days to reach the base, Yu adopts a grueling schedule, restricting his sleep to a mere 4 hours per day. As the expedition progresses, the strain on Yu and Kong intensifies, culminating in a surreal moment where Yu dreams of Kong driving and conversing. An unexpected mishap involving collision with a crate marks their arrival at the old base, where Yu cautiously retrieves the warhead while Kong playfully operates the inspection program, inducing a brief panic in Yu. Preparations for their return journey ensue, prompting a frustrated Yu to confine Kong in the trunk to prevent further mischief. Amidst the return trip and a musical backdrop, Yu unwittingly loses track of the detached trunk, initially grappling with guilt until resolving to retrieve Kong. Celebratory sentiments reverberate on Earth upon Yu's decision, accompanied by Kong's heartfelt gesture of gratitude through a lick. Within the UNMS, launching orchestrates a mission to enlist the assistance of an abandoned lunar dog from a previous expedition to aid Yu's endeavor. While Yu and Kong persist in their sleep-deprived journey to maintain solar alignment, exhaustion and dwindling resources impede their progress. Enduring over 50 hours without rest, they confront the grim reality of depleting sunlight and a failing battery, culminating in a poignant moment of resolute determination before the car halts within a final stretch of 35 miles. In a parallel narrative thread, the UNMS team's endeavors to mobilize the lunar dog result in a setback as the canine sustains damage during an ill-fated maneuvers. As he grapples with thoughts of launching amid adversity, an ingenious idea strikes him as Kong's playful antics with light reflections spark inspiration. Crafting a makeshift sled from the car door and harnessing Kong's energy, Yu propels them forward with a laser light, surmounting obstacles and navigating treacherous terrain, including a daring leap over a chasm with improvised propulsion tanks. Celebrated triumphantly on Earth, Yu's valor and ingenuity kindle hope and motivation among the population, spurring concerted efforts towards reconstruction. The UNMS progresses swiftly in restoration efforts, inching closer to re-establishing communication with the lunar base. After enduring 516 days post-incident, Yu perseveres in bridging communication gaps, grappling with Apollo's outdated technology while sustaining a tenacious resolve. Amidst his steadfast endeavors, a glimmer of hope emerges as static resonates on the radio, only for Yu to realize Kong's playful interference with the cables, unearthing his solitary existence on the desolate moon. Overwhelmed by desolation and the burden of being the sole survivor, you succumb to frustration before plunging into melancholy. Concurrently, on Earth, the UNMS remains resolute in finalizing communication repairs, buoyed by Launching's unwavering advocacy for you, depicting him as an unsung hero inadvertently forsaken, yet resilient in the face of adversity. Encouraged by Launching's call for solidarity, survivors worldwide unite in a poignant display, illuminating the night sky with beams of light directed towards the moon, a heartfelt gesture that resonates deeply with you. Overcome with emotion, you removes his helmet, succumbing to dwindling oxygen levels as humanity's symbolic gesture affirms their presence and unity. By day 613, the UNMS successfully restores communication channels, marking a pivotal moment as you reconnects with humanity, feeling the warmth of human contact once more. Amidst jubilation and relief, you collaborate with the team to integrate outdated and contemporary technologies using the recovered Apollo blueprints, heralding a new era of innovation and cooperation. As you grows closer to Launching and the team, his bond with her deepens. During one heartfelt conversation, you confides that her smile had been the reason he chose to stay. In response, Launching admits her own inner turmoil, revealing that she had made the painful choice not to rescue him during the evacuation to protect the others. Before they can delve further into their emotions, their conversation is abruptly cut short by alarming news. A major event in space is unfolding as something approaches Earth. The next day, you and Kong board the Apollo, navigating through some turbulence before safely reaching orbit. On Earth, people celebrate their successful launch. Upon arriving at the lunar station, you and Kong search for escape pods. Meanwhile, back on Earth, disaster looms. A massive fragment of an asteroid called Pi Plus has veered toward Earth, threatening humanity's survival. The team realizes that you is their only hope. He alone can pilot the warhead needed to destroy the asteroid. Launching contacts him in a live stream, but you already knows the plan. He overheard it through an open mic. Ready to sacrifice himself for Launching and all of humanity, you shares a tearful farewell with Kong before sending him back to Earth in an escape pod. You then pilots the Apollo alone, navigating through a dangerous meteor field. Despite his best efforts, the ship is hit, spinning wildly due to a broken thruster. As the situation becomes critical, Launching suggests that you open the hatch to release pressure and stabilize the ship. Though the door is jammed, you kicks it open with all his strength, halting the spin. But the ship's engine has drifted away, leaving him powerless. Determined, you manually moves the warhead and bids a final goodbye to Launching as he sets off on his fateful mission. Leaving the Apollo behind, you prepares the warhead and sends one last heartfelt message to humanity. On Earth, people weep as they watch his sacrifice unfold. Using his jetpack, you steers the warhead toward the asteroid. While Kong's pod safely splashes down in the ocean, you sing softly during his final moments. Despite the asteroid's crushing forces tearing at his suit, he pushes through, begging a sobbing Launching to trigger the explosive. A massive explosion obliterates the asteroid. Survivors emerge from their bunkers to witness the beauty of a meteor shower, a sign that they are safe, though it is a bittersweet moment as they mourn you's heroic sacrifice. Over the next decade, humanity slowly rebuilds. The Earth begins to heal, and people once again enjoy the outdoors under clear skies. With the chairman retired, Kong is honored with a statue and now lives peacefully in a reserve alongside other kangaroos. Launching, too, embarks on a new chapter. Leading a team of astronauts back to the moon to clear the old base, she imagines you at her side. As she gazes at the sky, she sees the remnants of Pi Plus forming a ring around Earth, a poignant reminder of you's sacrifice and the lasting legacy of their shared journey to save humanity. Moon Man packs a surprising emotional punch with its perfect blend of slapstick comedy and poignant moments. Duguyue's journey, from deep despair to an accidental hero, is more than just a hilarious space romp. It's a moving exploration of loneliness and finding purpose amidst the absurd. What did you think of Moon Man? Did it make you laugh, cry, or both? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and let me know which movie you'd like to see me recap next. If you love films that balance humor with heartfelt moments, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on more captivating recaps like this one. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next video.